Hello, fourth graders. Today I'd like you to get your notebook, your language notebook, and a pencil, and I would like you to set up a chart that looks just like mine here. If you need to pause to do that, which you probably do, please do so now. When you have your chart ready, we can begin. So adjectives, as we know, we've been studying adjectives, describe a noun. Today we're looking at degrees of adjectives, meaning that some things are more or less than others. Take, for example, the word tall, the adjective tall. If we wanted to, we might say Miss Bigelow is tall. Tall is describing me, Miss Bigelow. When we want to compare adjectives, so or compare nouns, we can use adjectives for describing two different nouns. So example, we might say, Miss Bigelow is taller than Henry. So we would write the word taller because we're comparing myself, Miss Bigelow, and Henry. So we add an ER. Superlative, then, is the highest degree. This is the person or the thing that is of the highest, more than anybody else. So if we said tall is the positive, taller is the comparative, if we wanted to describe Miss Bigelow as the person with the most height, we would say tallest. Like Miss Bigelow is the tallest in the class. Another example might be old. That tree is old. A comparative might be the bur oak tree is older than the maple tree. So we have old and then add an ER for comparative. And the superlative would be the highest degree, like the trees in the redwoods are the oldest in California. So we write old and then add an EST. That's where our first rule comes in. When we have a one syllable, I'm going to write rule number 1. When we have a one syllable adjective, I'm going to shorten adjective. This is what we do. We add an ER and then an EST. We either add an ER or an EST for comparative or superlative, just like we did here. Tall, taller, tallest, old, older, oldest. Tall and old are both one syllables. Tall, old. If we did long, 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 longer, longest. If we have a two-syllable word, the rules change. And here's how so. Let's say we had the word boring. Some of you might use this word on a regular basis. The word boring is 2 syllables. I should say 2 syllables, 2 plus syllables, because then we might have a word like interesting. So when you have 2 or more syllables, the rules change. We wouldn't say boringer. We would say more boring. So in the comparative adjectives, we would add the word more and keep boring. So let's write that down here. We add more. Or when it's a superlative, like this is the most boring lesson. Hopefully you don't think that. Most boring. So when it's a superlative, we add most. Like the word adjective interesting, if the word is interesting, since it's more than 2 syllables, it'd be more interesting and most interesting. The one that doesn't fall under this category is the word fun. Fun is the only one I can think of right now, though there's probably more. Fun, of course, doesn't fit in these rules. Fun, we wouldn't say fun. Fun is 1 syllable, so if we were to follow these rules, it would be fun, funner, and funnest. But funner is not a word. We would use fun, more fun, and most fun. So, of course, in all things, we have exceptions to some rules, and that's just the way it is. Now, there are a couple of irregular forms, like if we said good. A comparative, we wouldn't say gooder, even though it's a 1 syllable. We also wouldn't say more good, like this cookie is more good than the chocolate bar. No, when we're comparing 2 things and using the word good, we would use the word better. Like this cookie is better than the chocolate bar. Superlative for that, like M&Ms are the blank candy. The highest degree, we would say best. So good, better, and best are the degrees of adjectives for good. So there's a couple of irregular ones that don't follow either of these rules. How strange is that? Another example would be bad, worse, the worst. Let's write that. That's kind of a good one. Or little, less, the least. Oops. But let's do bad. This will be our last one. Bad, worse, and then the superlative would be the worst. Like, oh, that was the worst day of my life. The worst. All right, so there's our examples. On Canvas, you have sentences where they give you the sentence, like Francis has much blank hair than Sheila. And they give you the positive adjective, so in this case it's long. Francis has much long hair than Sheila. And you need to put in the correct degree of adjective. So here we're comparing Francis and Sheila's hair. So since we're comparing 2 people, we would use the comparative. So we'd say Francis has much longer hair than Sheila. So we'd write longer. So I'd like you to write these in your language notebook. I believe there are 10 of them. Just short little sentences. And then I would like you to create a comic or a picture book of some sort. Get creative and show some sort of story where you have examples, at least 3 examples of positive, comparative, and superlative adjectives. You might have a comic strip of, it can be silly. This is where you can be silly and fun. Okay, I'm gonna draw stick dogs just for the sake of time here. Maybe you have rough. Oh, so this dog is tiny. Let's use the word small. And then on the next one, you might draw this dog is smaller. And then maybe I have a person holding a dog. And this person's saying, well, my dog is the smallest. Like that. That would fit in that bubble. Okay, so you can get silly and kind of fun here with your examples, but I'd like you to have at least 3 examples to show the degrees of adjectives, and see if you can come up with ones that show a 1-syllable, a 2-syllable, and then an irregular one. Have fun with this. Can't wait to see what you do.